Hey, Jose, Daphne here. Thank you for your really kind message. Hope you've had a good Christmas as well. Yeah, all good with me. Thank you. So, um, you're using the template now. I really like how you say, I don't like this sentence. Sometimes I completely agree with you. For me, the final prediction line doesn't work very well. I don't like it. But the whole idea really is that with the template is that it gives you a guideline and you can work with it, and you obviously write very nicely anyway. So you will pick up the bits you like and you will leave behind the bits you don't like. Yeah, it is just there as a guideline. So I can see that some of it you're happy with and other bits you don't like. That's totally fine. Right? So experts throughout the world have discussed the question involving the sociability of human beings, S, after technology. Okay, I'd say since maybe the development of technology. Okay, so instead of after, I'd say since the development of technology. Experts as well have discussed the question, and maybe I would say is questions. I like involving, but you don't discuss one question involving. So I'd say questions involving the sociability of human beings since the development of technology. Some believe that by the advancement of modern communication, such as social media and messaging, excellent, very, very good using this, such as, I like this, really nice, well done. People have been able to be more friendly. So instead of friendliness is the noun, so I would say people have become more friendly, just a little bit simpler. Yeah, people have become more friendly and personable, or become more friendly and interested in each other. You could always go adding a bit more. Personally, I strongly disagree. The assessor will argue that although the means of communication has become easier, individuals have I don't want another word instead of become, to become easier. Individuals, you could say, have tended to be. Yeah, maybe say that instead. Have tended. Okay, so you can say I tend to do this. I tend to do that. Means I do it sometimes. So have tended to be more isolated. Very nice. Good. So super paragraph. I really like the intro. Well done. On the one hand, there's ample evidence that after the smartphones, after the okay, I wouldn't say after. You have to say since. Okay. Since the invention of, and then you don't need the. So since the invention of smartphones, after is like after, and since is it started and it's now we're talking about that period. The interaction among humans has been largely transformed by the utilization, I'd say through, okay, transformed by, keep going, but WhatsApp, Facebook, and others, which combined has overlapped 4 billion, wow, active users. So, cell phones have, plural, helped, sorry, singular, I mean, have helped, plural, what am I saying? Have helped, okay, to solve the communication problem uh, by the distance for those who live, okay, the communication, okay, you need to have problem here, okay, so the problem, okay, of communication over over large distances, okay, for those who live far apart from their family and friends. Okay, so that over large distances, that's nice. Although this is not the best option of talking, in the recent past, people were not able to interact this easily. So it was the best option of talking. It does allow for keeping in contact. Yeah, so it's not brilliant, but it is better than nothing. I think that's quite nice. And in the recent past, or or how, compared to the recent past when they couldn't interact. Consistent with this line of thinking, this technology has significantly, spelling there, improved the ability to approximate, no, wrong word there, to keep in contact. We've had that, sorry, ability to talk to and be close to. You could have that one. Okay, good. Really, really nice paragraph there again. That's great. Good writing. On the other hand, people have become more used to being ing entertained by their phones rather than having ing. So used to plus ing. This is what the structure is that we're just using here. Okay, having a real conversation with their surrounding or immediate friends and family. The central reason behind this spelling there is twofold. Firstly, mobile phones have plenty, you don't need plenty of features that make them enjoyable and quick to see, send and receive information. Spelling good. No S. Secondly, although people have been communicating more, I'm just going to correct your spelling, okay? Watch out here. The quality of communication may be weaker. Good. Furthermore, it is clearly demonstrated that children who spend more time engaging with screens, S, rather than, you need to have rather than, other children or adults, can struggle to understand emotion, create strong relationships, spelling, or become more dependent on others. Very, very good. I love how you've used 3 examples there. That works really well. Therefore, you need a comma. It is consistently obvious that by increasing the time communicating via smartphone, spelling, the number of and intensity, that's a good word, of deep conversations has decreased and people have become more insulated and alone. That's very well done, and alone. Okay, good writing. That's a very, very good paragraph. For me, the structure works nicely there. You've got a lot to say. You've said it in there very well. I like your example, and your conclusion is absolutely great there. From the examples given, I firmly believe that although technology, you don't need the technology, has been important to. I know what you mean there. You mean bring them closer. So I'd say bring people closer together. I don't think you necessarily need to put a bit about the distance because you're quite long. Bring people closer together. Its overuse has has negatively impacted on the quality of daily relations by making them shallow, LLOW, no S, and by decreasing the ability of individuals to share emotions. Wow, super good, Jose. Really, really lovely essay there. You've got task achievement. You've absolutely, yes, you've argued it really, really nicely. Coherence. The coherence is good. For me, I think the template does help on the coherence. But you've also used nice pronouns going the way through. You are using nice connecting words here. So really, really good on the coherence. Very nice grammar as well. So you're using nice here, like by the utilization of. It's really nice. And then you had other things here. You've got nice grammar, a nice vocab, real conversation, and then I like this when you've got the power of 3 verbs going on here. So good, very, very good task 2. So the task 1, I've put the little bar graph in so we can see what's going on. So here we have the bar graph depicts 2 types of shoe sales in thousands of units. Don't use this. Okay, it's really confusing, and I would not recommend this. 9 different countries in Europe. Yeah. To begin with, now you could have. Now we argue with each other about this one here. Okay, for me and for Ellen, one of my colleagues, we like putting this here. Ben puts it at the end. Okay, I'll tell you why, but Ben puts it at the end. Ben puts it at the end because if you are short of time, this is probably going to have more interesting grammar in it than this is. So he says, okay, put this in here. If you are not short of time, for me, it's more logical to put this in here because this is the introduction, and then this gives them more detail. It does not matter. As far as the examiner is concerned, it doesn't matter. It is totally personal choice. Overall, by considering brown leather, so no capitals, the most considerable number of units sold was in Poland. Okay, you can't have most considerable. Literally the highest or the most, either the most units or the highest number of units, whereas the least was in Belgium. Belgium, where? So I don't want any comments. So I don't want any of your opinion. Like it's interesting. Leave that out. So Belgium, where, or Belgium, which showed the most significant gap between the two types of sales. Moving to black leather, no capitals. The highest sales of black leather were in Hungary, and the smallest in France. Okay, so that's nice on your overall. To begin with, in Poland, there was a sale of roughly 140,000. You need to write this. Units of brown leather and approximately half that of black. Half that of black in a given year. Okay, good. I like that. In second place, yes, it's not really a race though. Maybe you could say here ranked second. Sorry. Second, comma. Hungary and Germany were shown. Well, if you're going to use a passive, were shown, you have were shown to have sold. Were shown to have sold slightly fewer units of brown compared to Poland. However, while for Germany, the black leather sales were half compared to the others. Okay. I think maybe full stop here because it's getting a bit complicated. In Hungary, Hungary sales, you can't really have peak because if peak suggests that you know what the trend is from the previous years, which you don't, so you would have to say of all the countries, the peak in sales was in Hungary. So you can't have a peak position. I love that, but it's not an adjective. You'd have to say that Hungary saw the peak in sales of all the countries at 145. Moving to Italy and Ireland, brown leather shoes was both comparable between 100 and 105,000, slightly in favour of the second. Now, differently, their black leather shells were divergent, showing a high leather rate in Italy, shorter in Ireland. I think, because this is also quite long, and you did say to me you took a long time doing it. 265, whoa, 150, yeah, minimum 150, okay? I think what you've done is if you've made it a little bit complicated, okay? What I think you need to do is rather than telling me, like here, this is a lot of detail all about brown, okay? I don't think you need to go into so much detail just on one colour. I think it's important to give me the contrasts, which I can see you're trying to do, but I think just concentrate more on the contrasts rather than having to mention everybody. So this, I don't think you need this. It's a little bit complicated. I probably would be tempted to cut that out. In contrast, in the UK, France and Belgium showed the least, brown leather shoes were the least popular in. You could change it around like that, with approximately that respectively, although their sales of black leather were, although their corresponding sales of black leather were okay, then I think your level is better, that it's, you've made the contrasts. This is all about superlatives and all about contrasts. I'm going to send you a link which will help you, and I think might be easier than trying to listen to me kind of mix it all up, and I don't want to confuse you. Well done, Jose. Great work, and thank you.